I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
You're watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know. You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the unity.
Why don't you set aside an hour or two? We'll have a few drinks and a cup of coffee. I don't drink.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. I'm choking on chicken.
Hey, you're watching Poindexter.
That's great. I don't.
You are watching Poindexter Lounge.
That's great. I don't.
You are watching Poindexter. Thanks for the lights, Jay. Roger Rose and Call of Duty. I smell like onions and you're watching Poindexter.
That's great. I don't.
And now I'll make the point better. This joint's clever. In the lounge with Poindexter. So Poindexter Lounge, you know that we can get it in. And now I'm headed up like I'm Led Zeppelin.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. Do you like nerd stuff? Yeah? Then you'll love this. You never know what might happen or who might show up at the lounge.
I just want to thank you for being here and being my friend. It's always good to have someone you could count on. And I'm glad you're that for me.
That's great. I don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Poindexter, you're getting all excited.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Yea, ladies and gentlemen, as I come to you tonight from this sanctuary of nerddom, this sanctuary of toys, of expressions, of tributes even, to things like Star Wars, to things like Masters of the Universe, to things like Transformers even. Yes, Transformers, yay, wrestling, DC action figures. And yes, even I have a tribute to this man himself who shall not be named. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you tonight with my Bible. Oh yes, my Bible in this sanctuary. For tonight. Oh yes, can I get an amen? Can I get an amen, somebody? Tonight, yea, we will discuss greatness. Tonight, we will discuss how Enosh was prophetic in his words. How Enosh told you long, long ago what was going to be. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, oh yes, brothers and sisters, reach your hand out to me right now, wherever you are. For tonight, we will discuss Masters of the Universe Revelation. Do not listen to the idiots, because that is what they are, is absolute idiots. They don't have a brain between them. One says one thing, and then they all follow suit because they don't have a distinguishing thought betwixt them. You see, one of the things, ladies and gentlemen, about the Poindexter Lounge is when you come here, you will get difference of opinion. Oh, I know that's something that's really hard for that group of people. And you know who that group of people are. It's hard for them to decipher individual opinions, and there is no differing opinion amongst them. One puts out a thumbnail, they all put out a thumbnail. We're going to take a look tonight. One puts out an idea, and they all put out the same idea because, well, let's face it, they got nothing better to do. They don't really know anything between them. And it's all self-promotion. And it's all about money. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, there are those of us. There are those of us who actually watch this stuff. There are those of us who read this stuff. There are those of us who sat through all of the Masters of the Universe original cartoons, who have read the mini comics and the history behind Masters of the Universe. And when you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, you got no room to be ticked off about what Kevin Smith did today by dropping Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 2. Because you know it's good. You know it's respectful to the content. And you know it was the right thing to do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, a.k.a. Enosh Fed, if you don't know already. And it is great to have you with me in the lounge tonight. If this is your first time in the lounge, you picked a good one. You picked a hot one. Because tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. We're talking about one subject, hitting that thing. Yeah, you never know what we may talk about here at the lounge. But I'm just telling you, tonight is going to be a good one. So if this is your first time at the lounge, just know that the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me and my crew can get together and talk about the things that we love. Things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and a couple other things to round out both hands. But hey, those are things that get you excited. Those are things that get you reading thick, hard bound books of original Masters of the Universe comics. I mean, literally everything. This thing has got literally everything in it. If that's you, then hey, you found the right place. So please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. And if you've been subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed so that YouTube doesn't kick you out. Welcome. Welcome. I am glad that you are all here tonight. It's going to be a fun one. I will say, I'll tell you at the top here of the show, we will probably have some minor spoilers for Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 2, because we're going to discuss some things that are in the show. So if you're worried about that, we will be discussing some of those things for sure. But if you are worried about that, you can always come back to this show. But we're going to try to keep it good. We are going to look at some videos of some of these haters who today have shown themselves to just be morons. There's no other way to put it, guys. Like, you know me, I try to be positive. I try to be nice about this stuff. But my God, if you're out here and you're making stuff up about this show that just came out, acting like this show is anything other than brilliant. I mean, look, is it perfect? No. There's some things in there that I do differently, some one-liners, some things here and there. The story is fire. The story is absolute fire. So we're going to look at a couple of those videos tonight and go over them. I would have loved to have had Johnny Pop here with me tonight, but he is not here. We may have to come back and visit some of this stuff on a 2 cents on nonsense of some kind at some point, but you know, it is what it is. But real quick, before we do get started with everything, I just want to say welcome. Glad you're here. And I hope that you're doing well here on this Tuesday. It's Wednesday now for me. But you know what? We want to say a special shout out to everyone who supports the channel. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you to all the patrons. There they are. Look at the wonderful patrons as they go, as their names just go right there up into wherever that is they're going to above that. And then, of course, there's all the members. Here comes the parade of members. Yes, look at them rise. Thank you to all the members. Thank you to everyone who has become a member. It's really easy to become a member. You can start off as little as $2. You can become a patron for as little as $1 and help support the channel. Thank you to everyone who gives super chats. You guys keep the lights going on around here, and we really, really appreciate you guys, each and every one. If at any point that you just wanted to, make a donation to the channel, we always appreciate that. And of course, you can do that via PayPal or the Cash App. Both of those links are in the description below. And if you got a special message, we'll absolutely pull it up and read it. Of course, if you want to get a little something back for your your donation, you can always go to our Teespring link down in the description. And down there's some awesome things here. You can see some great t-shirts, some great designs. You can get these things on t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs. Some of them got stickers, bumper stickers, just fun, different stuff. And so, yeah, we'd love to have you guys, wearing some Poindexter Lounge gear. All right. We'd love to see you guys. And if you do, hey, take a picture of yourself and let us know. Okay. Real quick, before we get started, I am going to say hi to some people who are in the chat, and then I'm going to bring my buddy in and we're going to talk about this stuff. What's up? Arthur says, I loved part 2 and the teaser at the end. Yeah. What's up? Peace Walker says, I thought part 1 was okay. Nothing great, but part 2 is straight up grabbage. It did grab us. Absolutely. It did. It absolutely grabbed us. It grabbed people by the cojones and made them have to see what good Masters of the Universe stories are. Yeah. What's up, Anthony? Says, what's up, Enosh? I thought Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 2 was an 8 out of 10. Can't wait for the next one. Me either. What's up? Laser Luke Gaming says, what's up, Enosh? By the power of Grayskull, it's fire. What's up? Kevin Wagner says, hey, Enosh, all 4 seasons of the original 1980s show Knight Rider is coming to Netflix on December 1st. That's sweet. That's awesome. That's a hard watch. Like I loved Knight Rider as a kid. I got all kinds of Knight Rider stuff, memorabilia and everything. It's something that's hard to revisit sometimes. Like the classic episodes are still cool, the classic, like when they introduced Carr, and then also like Goliath and all that stuff is really cool. Some of just the regular episodes are a little hard to watch sometimes. Venomous Prime tweeted at me today, says, what's up, Enosh? I thought Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 2 was great. I'm right there with you. Zombie X Slayer 614 says, I watched Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 2 earlier today, and all 10 episodes as a whole are a complete masterpiece. Yes, and goes on to say, I honestly believe that this is Kevin Smith's version of Batman, the animated series, just without Batman. It's a good point. Good point. He says, you should trash everybody who's hating on this man. We're going to talk about it. Anthony Grigsby, what's up, Anthony? My brother from down under. Good to see you, brother. Anthony Beltre says, oh, yeah. Paul Smith is here, says, hey, Enosh, hope you and the fam are good. What's up, fellow nerd fam? We're going hard and we're going deep, and we won't stop till we feel back teeth. That's great. That's a first. I haven't heard that one before. That one's funny. What's up, Dark Side Zenosh? With all of the awesome little emojis there that you can get when you become a member of the channel. Thank you, bud. Got the oh yeah, the shocker, the Ray Fisher, even the nonsense, the super punch, the no bonus, or the no bonus, and the oh yeah, you got it all going on. What's up, Ed? Says, well, hello there. Let's see. Yep. Clownfish TV thinks it's terrible. Yeah, we're gonna see what they think about it. What's up, RJ? Good to see you, man. This is I'll be watching from the sidelines, cheering you on. I'm ready for you to take the fight to the haters. RJ edged me on today, man. He just like pushed me to like, he's like, dude, you got to talk about this. Have you watched it yet? Aaron, the Cyber Soldier, just simply says, Savage He-Man. Right. Yeah. And Paul, this is the most important thing, isn't it? And I think we should just bask in the glow of this for a second. This comment here, it says, yep, let's have an awesome show. Can't wait. Hashtag
Enosh was right. I told all these idiots what was going to happen in this show. And I was absolutely 100% correct. And so was anyone who actually enjoys and has watched Masters of the Universe. Just saying. That's what that actually looks like, Doomcock. Just saying. That's what that looks like, to actually be right about something and a prediction. Let's see here. Who else is here? Riddle me this, riddle me that. Has some smiley faces up there. What's up, Mask of Shy? Good to see you. Says, oh, a men and a woman and a he woman. Power sword all day long. Preach, brother. I love it. I love it. The group that shall not be named. I love it. I got my people. Got my people in here saying, preach, preach, Enosh. Yes. They should return to the Deathly Hollows. Don't we wish they would? Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Yes, 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 yes. Clownfish and Geeks and Gamers should owe Kevin Smith an apology. Oh, wait, they won't, because he's a liar. Oh, wow. Whoa, boo-hoo. Kevin Smith totally nailed it. Heck yeah. You're absolutely right, man. TW McKay says, hey, Enosh, I got to head to bed, but wanted to come by and drop a like. Have a good stream. Thank you, guys. And if you could, before you leave the stream tonight, make sure that you drop a like on this so that it helps us out there on YouTube. And Goober is here. What's up? Goober says, hello, Enosh. I love part 2. Dark Sides, Enosh. Jared, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you, man. You are the first super chat of the night. So let's see. What are we going to give the first super chat of the night? Let's see. What do we give you for being the first super chat of the night, man? We got to give you something good. We got to give you something good. Well, since you know what, since we're going after people tonight, we're going to break some noses. So I'm going to give you this.
Hey, you guys. Oh my nose!
Ha! Yes. Thank you, Dark Side Enosh says, are there going to be a lot of spoilers tonight? I haven't seen it yet. So I'm going to try to do it as spoiler. There are certain points that we're going to have to talk about, Jared. There are definitely certain points that we're going to have to talk about, but I'm going to do my best to not like ruin it for anybody. But just saying, yeah, Mark Hamill as Skeletor, amazing. Star Wars Legacy says, not digging the new Master of the Universe from the old school here. Dude, I'm so old school. We tore the school down, man, and built a new one and then tore that one down, dude. I encourage you, if you say you're old school, first of all, make sure you're not getting caught up in this nonsense, okay? Because there are people trying to spread things about the show and act like the show doesn't respect the original content. It does so much to respect the original content. It's crazy. It's insane. I would encourage you that if it's been a while, you go back and rewatch the original content, because this is spot on. All this stuff that they're complaining about, oh, Teela is this way, Teela was that way back then. Like Teela had an attitude back then even. Okay, all this stuff, dude. I don't listen. Everybody likes stuff that they like, and they don't like stuff that they don't like. And I don't have a problem with those. I want to make clear right now, right up at the front of this, I don't have a problem with people who just don't like something. Never have. I never have. Okay. What you're going to see tonight, though, is that I have a problem when people try to spread divisive lies and try to pander to a certain idea, right? This idea, because just because Master of the Universe Revelation was heavily, and it heavily relied on all of its characters, both male and female. And Geeks and Gamers doesn't like that. And The Quartering doesn't like that. And Star Wars Girl doesn't like that, right? And Yellow Flash doesn't like that. And Clownfish TV doesn't like that. Boo-hoo. Don't try to ruin it for people and try to plant the seeds of hate like they've done with Star Wars, like with every Star Wars project. Like I've said before, people are discovering Solo every day and they love Solo. And there's like, man, I wish I had seen Solo in the theater now. But you know what? I got on that bandwagon, and I jumped on that bandwagon because people said that it was bad, and people told me that I should do this and that, and I felt, yeah. And at the time, they thought it was their own decision. They thought it was their own mind, but it wasn't. They were being coerced into that. And that's all I'm saying. If you don't like something, you just don't like it. There may be a plethora of reasons why you don't like it. I won't understand it. You know, I mean, there's many things that I like that people don't like. And there's things that I know that I don't like that people just look at me and go, how do you not like that, Enosh? I get all that. It's what you do from there that I have a problem with. Not you, Star Wars Legacy, but just people in general. You know, that's what I have a problem with is when people try to ruin things for other people. That ticks me off. What's up? Jocelyn LeBlanc says music was amazing in part 2. The music was amazing in part 2. Oh my gosh, it was so good. What's up? JP Frazzler says looking forward to the show. Awesome. Yes, I'll take episodes 11 through 20 right now, please. Thank you. And yes, and yes. Ask Shy says, hope you're cool, Enosh. Yes. Glad to find friends liking it. I'm hyped to watch the second part. Absolutely. Efren says, I hated part 1, but looking at part 2 had a purpose. I just hated that everyone can have He-Man's power, but love the tease at the end. Well, see, here the thing is that not every see, we got to get into that, right? And I got to bring in Brian because the point is that anybody who lifts the sword can get the power. But you're not the chosen one. You're not the hero. Okay? If you have the conduit, you can do it. That was always part of it. That's not a new concept. See, and that's the thing. If you look deep into the Lord, that's not a new concept. There was always that. If you have the conduit, if you have the sword, you can do it. That's not the problem. That's why, though, Adam is the spark. Adam is the hero. He is the chosen one. He is the one born to be the hero. That's why he didn't need the sword. See, it's stuff like that. All right. CJ says, good evening. Says, I never get to be up this time of night to catch a show. Well, I'm glad you're here tonight. What's up, Ryan Hobbs? Says, Master of the Universe Revelation. Awesome show. Absolutely. And hey, you know what, Star Wars Legacy? Dude, if you're just not digging it, that's fine. That's fine. I got no problem with that. Like I said, just always, I just always like to make sure people are really looking at stuff. And listen, I think a lot of times too, we're, there's sometimes we're mad at stuff. Like anytime I've been upset about something and then I've looked at the actual canon of something and saw that it was actually that way, I got to change because it ain't about me. And Masters of the Universe put it right out there tonight. When He-Man threw Skeletor and said, it's not about us. And that's it. That is absolutely it. All right. What's up? Morney or Mornay says, my main issue is how a lot of these thinkers take everything at face value. Guessing you're talking about the people that we talked about tonight. Yeah, there's just they never look deeper. Never look deeper at like what's actually there and what's actually part of it. All right. Well, we got this. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and move on. And I'm not going to do this show alone. I'm going to do the show with a buddy of mine who I absolutely love, who you all love. We always love him when he comes by. Of course, I'm talking about none other than Brian, Master of None.
You've reached the voicemail of Brian, the man with the world's largest brain. It's only one letter off. It's not brain, it's Brian. You've reached Brian. Leave a message.
What's up, Brian?
Let me tell you, I had such a great time when I got home from work, and I remembered, hey, Masters of the Universe Revelations is out today. Yeah, that's right. So I came home and I watched it. I absolutely love this show. It is the best cartoon I've watched in years. Like, hands down. I can't say thank you enough to Kevin Smith, who I feel like he's my spirit animal in terms of like in terms of a director, because like I swear every single one of his movies either hit me the right way at the right time growing up, to where I was just like, you know what, I freaking love this movie. But it also kind of like, it was one of those weird things, you know how like George Lucas inspired a bunch of directors to do things and stuff like that. I think Kevin Smith inspired me to want to kind of express my entertaining side. You know what I mean? I think so. I really have an appreciation for his work, and as I watched this show, and I'll be upfront with everybody, I'm a crier. Okay, don't hate, especially when I watch these movies or TV shows that just have epic battles with epic stakes. I mean, hell, it happens all the time. Last time that happened was earlier this year when the Snyder Cut came out, and you know, it was at the end, and just kind of all the culmination of everything. I think I finally stopped welling up when you know, Darkseid stepped on his head. But
Nice.
no, it was freaking fantastic, man. I was getting some like Infinity Wars vibes with like Thor coming back with freaking you know, Stormbreaker just coming wrecking shop, you know, going God mode. You know, it was so amazing. I was blown away to see the cast because I watched the after show. Just in who's in
the
it.
after show, dude. Yes.
Oh man, it told me so much. Diedrich Bader, okay. If you don't know who he is, he's been in a couple Kevin Smith movies, just kind of like background characters. But he was in the Drew Carey show, and he was one of my favorite characters on the Drew Carey show. What was he, Oswald?
Well, dude, looking at that after show, you could see the respect that they had for the original lore. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And listen, this is again, I'm going to tell anybody up here on the screen. You have a picture right now that I just put up on the screen that is very, very important to understanding this. Like somebody just mentioned, like, you know, anybody being able to have the power in the original lore. I love the fact that they restored that. Okay, because in the original lore, in these, Brian, these right here, which was the original lore, long before the cartoon ever came out. Long before your Monday through Friday afternoons were ever filled with anything regarding He-Man, okay? And the cleaned up Filmation version of He-Man, all right? You had the comics. The comics that came with every He-Man action figure, all right? You want to know why I feel the way that I do about this property? Here it is, right here. It's this right here. And notice something there. Hey, there's two halves to a sword, isn't there, Brian?
Oh, I believe
Remember that
so.
original lore? Remember that original lore?
Yeah.
He-Man didn't have the power sword. That's why Skeletor came with his own purple sword that was the power sword, because the power sword was split in two, Brian. It was split in two.
Twain.
And the whole point was trying to get the power sword together so that you could unlock Castle Grayskull. I got an original Castle Grayskull right over here, guys. And I had one as a kid, and it's got a hole in the door where literally you put the sword in, and that was the only way in the comics you could get into Castle Grayskull, was having the sword. And the only reason He-Man had the power was because he had both halves of the power sword. That's the point. That's the point. And that's the lore, Brian.
Well, yeah, they even did that in the damn movie.
Yes.
When Frank Langella picked up the sword and said, yeah. So it's like, no.
But so them both holding on to this, I love the fact that in part one they talked about that. But see, yeah, well, see, that's the thing, Star Wars Legacy. So the toys are not based on the cartoon. Here's what people miss. The toys are not based on the cartoon. The toys are based on those comics. That's why those comics came in those toys, because the toys came out long before the Filmation show, Brian.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Long before the Filmation show. And so it was like over a year before the Filmation show came out that the toys came out. Okay. And so in that, they built the lore out of the comics, not the TV show. The TV show only once touched on the sword splitting in two, but it was not the same thing. Skeletor never had the sword. That's why he only had the staff, Havoc staff, through the entire thing, and they never split the sword the same way. The sword split, I think, once in one episode, and they got it back together, but it was not the same purpose. Like, it didn't split for the same reason as it was in those comics. So yes, the toys, that was their concept. That was the concept because it was part of that. That's why they snapped together. I mean, dude, I've got I mean, I can shall we whoops. shall we go to some of the
He-Man
stuff?
Alley?
Yeah, He-Man Alley. I got other stuff like sitting around here that that's not all my He-Man stuff. I got other He-Man stuff. Got some little guys right there and stuff, but that's not all my He-Man stuff. Just I brought some of it down. What did I do with some of that stuff? But yeah, dude, I go deep with some of this stuff, man. I go deep with some of this stuff. That's why I got my Trap Jaw and Skeletor right there. I got all the new figures. The new figures are awesome. They're absolutely stupendous. But like that was like the whole point of those originals was that they were based off of the comics that they came with it. And so Filmation, the thing is a lot of kids watched the cartoon, right? I mean, I watched the cartoon, dude.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's 80s propaganda. It was like, eat your vitamins and drink your drink your milk, kids. Don't take steroids like Hulk Hogan.
Yep. Star Wars Legacy is absolutely right. That's why the swords for those original ones, they got these little things. In fact, I got He-Man right here. I can show you guys. For those of you who don't know, we'll get He-Man. So you can see, it was actually a source of something that bugged me heavily. So you can see like He-Man sword right here. See how it's got the backside of it has that little lip to it, right?
Yeah.
So the other sword, see the front of the sword looks fine, right? Looks
they call that a tongue and groove.
Yeah. But where's Skeletor's sword? I don't know where Skeletor's sword sitting around here somewhere. Anyways, the other swords though had like an indent to it so that you could snap them together, and it would always bug you because the swords would never be like totally straight and it'd be super thick and whatnot. But yeah, it's just that's what they were based on, man. And I love that. I love that about the lore, about where it came from. And so, dude, when I see that Kevin Smith respects that and brings back that concept that the sword was forged out of two swords, man. And there's the light and the dark, and whoever owns the sword, you can call down the power, man. That's the point of having the sword, man, is you have the power over Castle Grayskull. That's what Skeletor was like in the old cartoon and everything. That's what Skeletor was going after the whole time. So I guess when I see people complain a little bit about Skeletor, going, it's like, dude, that was the whole point. That was the concept. Like Skeletor wanted control of Castle Grayskull. He was, that's the funny thing is like, even more so than like ruling Eternia, he wanted the secrets of Castle Grayskull because he knew that having the secrets to Castle Grayskull would lead him to being able to control not just Eternia,
but everything,
but the universe.
Yeah.
And so that, that's the point of all that. And I love this picture, man. This picture is just so fabulous. But okay, so talk about a couple of things. Savage He-Man. This is going to be a little bit of a spoiler, but Brian, Savage He-Man,
beast. Dude, he was a freaking beast. Okay, like, and then how the sun is getting real low.
Oh, dude, I said the same thing. Now see, here's one of the classic comics here, where they actually talk about the sword being split into two, right there, and that's like Skeletor's whole thing. People don't remember either that like when He-Man first did this, He-Man in the comics here, He-Man did not get his power actually from lifting the sword and saying by the power of Grayskull. Did you know that? He did not, because he was more of this savage He-Man guy. Okay, he got his powers from the armor, from getting the armor. The armor, there was supposedly something in the armor that gave him, it was kind of like what the armor was made out of, right? I mean, and look here. It was a concept that just kept coming back, right? So you can see here, look at this. Look at this right here. So you can see here again, them talking about the swords being split, right? Look at the sword being like, it's almost like the sword and the stone kind of deal. Skeletor trying to get it. And then I love this. Check this out right here. There's Skeletor with the power sword opening the jaw bridge, right? So like all that stuff, man. But yeah, he trying to find the thing here where he got his powers from, because he was like this barbarian, and he got his powers from here it is right here. So basically he was Savage He-Man, just like we saw tonight, right? And you see that in that cave, see how it's got like all the body armor and everything. The goddess was the one who gave him his armor. And so there he had the shield, and you notice he doesn't have the power sword. He's got the axe right there. Notice that he's got this little sword down here, but that ain't the power sword. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, folks. I am talking about Kevin Smith having paid respect to the actual lore of He-Man. Not what Geeks and Gamers remembers. Not what that Star Wars girl who wasn't around back then remembers. But the actual stuff, the actual old school stuff. One thing I do want to remind everybody of, and that I forgot to mention, because we thanked everybody who gave super chats. Our new giveaway is Zack Snyder's Justice League on Blu-ray, right there. So if you would like a copy of Zack Snyder's Justice League, all you gotta do is either be a member or a patron, or give a super chat, anything like that, and you are automatically entered for a copy of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Remember, that movie caught me in the feels, guys. Waterworks.
Yeah. So Savage He-Man, He-Man Smash. Yeah, it was, dude, it was very much like it was very much like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I was getting Hulk vibes.
Heck yeah. But I loved it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was getting like some strong like Marvel vibes and stuff, but it wasn't just Marvel. I was getting like comic book vibes, which is like perfectly fine, because what did you just have that big thick stack right there? Comic books. You mean like the original source material, not like the cheesy 80s TV show that like was really weird.
Look, I love the TV show because a lot of that's my childhood, man. TV show was what kept me into He-Man. And I love that. But my goodness, this show was absolute fire. I mean, the way that they took He-Man, everybody complaining about Teela. Why are we complaining about Teela? Why are we complaining about character development for the rest of the cast of Masters of the Universe?
Plural.
It's not just about He-Man. Yes, the show was called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, but the toy line was never called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. It's called simply Masters of the Universe. Each person had a different place and a different thing that, mission that they fulfilled. And everybody griping about Teela. This story about Teela becoming, and I'm sorry, I've said it before, so I don't feel like it's spoiler, because I said that this was going to be, but Teela becoming the sorceress, this journey of Teela's to become the sorceress was there from the beginning. Yeah. Literally episode 6, Brian, of the first season of the cartoon, way back in the day. Okay. They revealed that Teela was the sorceress's daughter. This idea that like women can't do anything, like I'm really getting sick of this. Okay. Listen, I have seen pandering I have seen you know, I have seen the SJW stuff.
Well,
I've
if
seen,
it's
I've
overly
seen all
well,
that stuff, and that's
I'll be the
fine.
first one to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, but I didn't see it.
No, it wasn't there. Like, just they literally said because she had shaved the side of her head that she was a lesbian. There's nothing in the show that points to her being a lesbian, and in fact, Brian, by the end, we see that her and Adam still very much have their relationship intact.
Yeah.
If it's not even stronger.
Yeah. Especially
It's
now
much
that they know who each one of them are. You know what I mean? Like being the sorceress and him being the champion. So it's
Right?
like,
And you know, and here's the other thing too. Like I read the comics, so there was actually, dude. One of the things that I thought was awesome about this is there recently there was a Revelation comic book that was supposed to be between. Well, it told the story leading up to part 1. Okay, so it had the Orlax.
oh, okay.
It had it told the story. The Orlax. The Orlax was this being that came. Skeletor tried to use it to take over Eternia, and you know, it was like there was this whole thing with the Orlax, right? And then also it told that story when they talked about Evil Lynn's story, you know, and like how she met Skeletor and stuff. Dude, they told that in the comic. I was like sitting there going, yes, this is awesome. Like I was literally jumping out of my seat going, heck yeah, heck yeah. I just read that and now I'm seeing it on the screen. This is freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So listen, I don't want to spoil too much if I can help it. But the reality is this show was absolute fire. This show paid so much attention to detail of the story and just everything about it. I mean, the way to get by the time he turns into He-Man, Brian, you really want it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like you've been teased. I was like, yes. And then it's full on He-Man, dude. I mean, full on He-Man. He-Man is doing the stuff He-Man's supposed to be doing, saving everybody, saving everything. When he tells the one girl, when she's like, there's no safe place to go, and he says, yes, there is.
Yeah, there is. Right
behind me.
Let's go. Let's roll. And all the Eternians are like, yeah, let's get some. And
that's what I'm saying. Like,
on your left cap, I'm like, oh, bro. Stop it.
And Brian, that's my thing. Look, like I said, if somebody just doesn't like it, okay, I guess, you know, I mean, I don't understand it. This artwork right here, man. This artwork.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
The artwork for Masters of the Universe, like all across the board, is just there's some of the most amazing artwork I've ever seen on any project ever. I mean, and that goes from like way back in the day to even today. Okay. But I mean, dude, He-Man fighting with the rest of Eternia. That's what I loved about this show. It wasn't just He-Man out there, dude. It was He-Man, and it was George, and it was Phyllis, and it was Steve, and it was Sue, and like everybody came out of the woodwork, Brian, to save Eternia. You know, and then people complaining about this.
I swear I love this show so gosh darn much. I'm telling you. Genius. It was so good. Dude, Evil Lynn the whole time as the evil sorceress. Sorry, I don't want to go too spoilery.
It is what it is, man.
Sorry, Sri. I don't want to blow it too much.
Here we're talking about the show, man. I'm sorry. Right?
It's all on Netflix.
Go watch it. But yeah, evil sorceress, dude. Because I was sitting here thinking the same thing. Well, if she's the sorceress, she's the one who's delving out the power.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's the same thing with He-Man. Same thing with He-Man and the sorcerer. Like, where are all these people who literally have been griping and complaining about, oh, a woman has all the power and the blah 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 blah.
Yeah, she's
like,
called the sorceress.
Nobody complained about that when we were kids, when the sorceress was literally the freaking sorceress, and you just respected the fact that she was the sorceress. Like, who are you people who are griping and complaining about a woman having more power than He-Man when the sorceress was a woman who had more power than He-Man? And you knew that.
Yeah. Just come on, man. Come
the way
on,
that, the
man.
way that she got Skeletor to send the power back the first time. I might have I might have given up the power too. I'm just saying. Evil. Look, I'll be honest with you. I've never really been a big fan of Evelyn. Okay. But I will say this. After watching these two parts of this show, dude, I love Evelyn. I mean, I love Evelyn so much.
I want to say she almost stole the damn show. Like, that's how important she was. And then the stuff that they make fun of, which I knew they were going to because I saw it and I was like, oh, yeah.
Which parts?
Well, when she grabs the sword of power for herself.
Yeah.
Dude.
I love it when Skeletor's sitting there is like, I was hoping you would get to the point. And she's like, that ain't the point that I was getting to.
Like, I mean, even some of the like the dad humor and some of the other jokes, like, just like, oh man, like.
Well, and and that's the thing is like they even they even teased like some of the original like dialogue, like like I'm Prince Adam, keeper of the secrets of Castle Grayskull, like I liked it, man.
It reminded me of like, you remember the books that would come out when they'd have the cassette tape that would come with them?
Oh yeah,
for He-Man. Okay,
yeah.
I had that and a Teddy Ruxpin. Okay. There is nothing cooler as a kid than having Teddy Ruxpin read you He-Man books. That when the chime would tone, it would be time to turn the page.
Look, I looked at this and all I said,
80s were great.
Tiffany and I just looked at each other and I said, okay, heck, now there's like 2 new Evelyn action figures I need, because I need evil sorceress, Evelyn, and I love the fact that it's a bat motif. Right, just like the sorceress had, the hawk motif, like she's got the bat motif. I love that. And then, and then, dude, when she gets the power sword, I mean, it's absolutely to sell toys. I mean, come on, like that part of it, like. But you know what? But here's the thing: these characters, I will say this, even though it made me want a toy of this, the funny thing is like there's not a toy available right now. The second wave is like really just now getting to hit, and the second wave doesn't even include any of this stuff. It literally includes Teela from the first part. It includes all first part figures, Brian. It includes Man-at-Arms, Teela, Webstore, and Beastman. Like, so eventually I'm sure they'll get to it. But oh my gosh, like so sexy, so beautiful, so evil.
Voiced by Lena Headey.
Yes, and I love the way that they pushed her. Like she didn't realize, because Skeletor had always put her down and everything, and that's how Skeletor had always been. That's how Skeletor is with everybody. Skeletor always Skeletor always put down all of the other villains. That's all he did. He called him numbskulls, he called him this, he called him that, blah blah blah. But for her to finally stand up to him,
oh yeah,
was amazing.
And
I was cheering that
Beastman. Like,
oh yeah, Beastman, like cheering her on and stuff. But Skeletor is Skelegod.
Amazing.
Loved it when when Savage He-Man starts beating the crap out of Skelegod.
The crap out of him, dude. It was like Hulkbuster action, dude. Just
what he was He-Man. And you know what I love most of it? Like I've said this many times about He-Man, but I've said about Superman is that Clark is the real guy, He-Man is the or Superman is the mask. And that's exactly what we saw with this, is that He-Man is the mask and Adam is the real guy.
Yeah,
and I love that.
Absolutely.
To me, that is so refreshing. It's
like Billy Batson and Shazam. You know,
just it was so good. Yeah, so there's all this. You guys can see some of the photos and stuff from this. But here's what I want to talk about. Because I'm listen, I've had to put up with this with Star Wars. I've had to put up with it. Now they're going after Marvel. You know, they can't like anything, Brian.
No, of course not. No,
they went after part 1. Okay. And I sat back and, you know, I had my night where I did a video about it because I told them all famously that night where this was going. And they're just people who don't know anything about He-Man. They don't know anything about Masters of the Universe. They're griping and complaining about something. And then they're trying to call Kevin Smith a liar. Well, here's the thing, guys. If you go to an event and you ask somebody to reveal the major spoilers of the program that's coming out, why do you want that information? Why? Why do you want that information? Why do you want that spoiler up front before the show ever comes out? And then you're going to sit there and try to hold the guy responsible. Look, this was a He-Man story at its core. It's all about He-Man, Brian.
And not only that, but it talked about other He-Men. Past He-Men.
Yes. So Jared here with $2 super chat says, what should I know going into episode 1? Actually, you know what the great part of this is, Jared? They actually set it up for you already.
Yeah.
They literally do a prologue like that actually sets up the universe, sets up everything between Skeletor, He-Man, all that stuff. So you literally don't have to go in even knowing anything. I mean, it helps if, you know, I mean, like, look, if you're like me and you know what I mean, and you spent your young life playing with, you know, the action figures and all that. That's great. But what I love about this show is it literally gives you a prologue, man. It literally tells you like what the deal is going in. So you just watch it. Right? Yeah. Zombie, you're absolutely right. Yeah, because it's the opposite with Batman. Like with Superman, Clark is the real guy. Superman is the facade. With Batman is who he really is. That's his psyche is Batman, and Bruce Wayne is the disguise. You're absolutely right.
RJ. See, that was me. I was Kevin Smith watching this movie. Just bawling like Kevin Smith, dude. I swear. No lie. I felt young for like 3 minutes today. And that was like the first time in years. See, okay, this statement here kind of irks me, but I also understand it. Okay, it's like when you're a bad guy wrestler and you walk into town and you call everybody a bunch of dumb rubes. You know, it's like, all right, Memphis, you bunch of dumb hicks. I'm here because that good guy over there said something I didn't like. You know, and it's like, come on. Okay, first off, when did Kevin Smith lie?
He didn't.
And that's the whole thing. Why does everything need to be spoiled for everybody? It does not. It takes the fun out of it. You know what happened? I went in dry. I didn't know anything before or after. So I was like, oh, you know, I just kind of went in and enjoyed it. Just like it was supposed to be meant to be.
Yeah, Laser Luke says my friend is still very obsessed about that Kevin Smith tweet for the way he said he's not a fan of He-Man, and he said since 2013, and I was 19 back then, and I was like, bro, really? Listen, yeah, you know what? Look, I don't care when you came into being a fan. I told a friend of mine this, Brian, years ago, and I've shared this on here. I had a friend of mine who was 5 years older than me. Okay, Batman fan. Tried to tell me once that he was more of a Batman fan because he's read all the comics. I'm like, okay, and I'm older than you. I said, what the heck does that have anything to do with anything? He's like,
right?
well, I read them first. Who the heck cares? We read the exact same stuff, right? I mean, like, who cares if Kevin Smith was a fan of He-Man when he was a kid, or if he later became a fan of He-Man? It doesn't matter. All the material is there. So it doesn't matter when you came on board, just that you came on board. Like, that's the whole point. right? Like you can literally be 20 years old, Brian, and get into Batman and read all that stuff and know all that stuff and have just as much knowledge about Batman as somebody who's 50 or 60 years old and been reading it their whole life. It's all out there. And the problem that I had with people like Yellow Flash and others that we're gonna watch some stuff about is they claim to be He-Man fans. Yet they out themselves, Brian, continually as not knowing the core stuff that has to do with He-Man. And not just He-Man, but Star Wars as well. Star Wars as well, Brian. Like, you know, and pretty much any and every franchise that they go after. And why do they do that? And that's what I want to get to tonight, Brian. Why are they doing this? This is about nothing other than
riding that rage.
Trying to keep people angry, trying to keep people clicking on their videos, trying to keep making themselves look like something, putting out these ridiculous, just garbage, you know, thumbnails and stuff, trying to get people all stirred up and mad about their childhood, acting like their childhood was something that it wasn't. You know,
I don't know, dude. They haven't invented a time machine. Doc Brown hasn't came out and kicked the ball out of my hands or pulled a Lucy on me while I was trying to kick a field goal. So,
well, Monkey Jeebus, it was a continuation of the Filmation series. But the
Filmation series didn't have like a real canon to it. It was kind of like
they were all one-offs.
Here's a one-off. Here's a one-off. It's like it was like the comics. Yep. They didn't have a linear story either. It was like this week in He-Man, you know, this is what he's doing. It's like, so I don't understand. It's like the same people who get mad about any other franchise. No, it's just this is what's popular right now because everybody's talking about it. Kevin Smith's trending on Twitter, be it good, bad, or indifferent. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's just terrible because if you see that this is the game, kids, like this is what they do. This is what it is. It's pro wrestling in your face. Like, what is a bad guy in pro wrestling for? To sell tickets for the pay-per-view. You know,
Monkey Jeebus, both see here's where He-Man is different. Here's where Masters of the Universe is absolutely different in this respect. Because both the comics and the cartoon, both add to the story and the core and the lore of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Both.
I mean, hell, the 87 movie adds to the lore.
I mean, and look, you know, people were ticked because the 87 movie, you know, like went way off script, right? And you know, and I mean, it did a lot of different things, but you know, at its core, it came back to it. I mean, you know, it brought it back to Earth, you know, stuff like that. But dude, I've heard literally people complaining about stuff like having to do with Earth, and it's like, well, do you not then you know, realize that He-Man's mother was from Earth?
She was from Earth. She said she might thought about going home.
She was literally an astronaut from Earth that crash landed on Eternia. And I heard people complaining about the fact that, like, you know,
she was flying in a spaceship.
They're in Eternia. Why are they talking about Earth? It's like, really? And dude, that new He-Man, nobody cares about that new He-Man. Literally, you know what I don't understand is people like this tried to prop up that new He-Man show, which does more to disrespect any kind of content that came out before about He-Man. Literally, they're saying, "Well, I don't like the fact that everybody has the power." Really? Well, because you know what? The whole point of the new He-Man is that, like, him and all of his buddies and friends all have the power. Everybody has the power of Grayskull, and they're all the same age. Teela, He-Man, Man-at-Arms, everybody, they're all the same age. They all can call down the power, and they all get superpowers from different, you know, different things. And yet they get something like this that is absolutely in line with the old comic books that came with the action figures. It's in line with the TV show. It's in line with the it's even in line with the old the 2002 TV show that was out for a while. It's all in line with it. It pulls from different parts of it, and make something great, and people just want to gripe about it. I mean, like, seriously, I don't swear, but I swear to God, Brian, I swear, man, like, it makes me want to just drop F-bombs on people and say, you guys are effing out of your minds with this.
No, and see, it's working.
Yeah,
No,
Jared.
it-
Yeah, Jared. Jared is trying to come on board and learn about it, like, literally in real time right now, Brian. He's like, where is Earth related to Eternia? Eternia, yes, is far off in deep space, and and they talk about that, whatnot in there. But I wanted to get back to Jared gave a $2 super chat. Thank you, Jared. Says, just watch the intro. It gave me chills. I mean, dude,
epic. That's what I'm saying. This is epic. No, I'll invoke everyone's least favorite Star Wars movie, apparently. What did Luke Skywalker say to Rey? The Force isn't for everybody. Or, sorry, isn't just for the Jedi.
Yes.
It's not just for the Sith. It's for everybody. Like, that's the...
Well, and look,
is
the
that what
quartering
upsets
here...
people so much? Like, I just don't get it. Like,
The quartering here mocking Evil Lynn because she got the power. And dude, that cape is
can I get a cape like that?
Dude, to be able to see space in the universe in the inside of that cape. I don't know how they're going to recreate that for the action figure. They probably just do it blue or something, but my gosh, that was so awesome. And again, the sword is a conduit. The sword is what calls down the power. But what was special about Adam was he was the spark. He was the chosen one. He was the chosen hero to go along with the sword. So you got junk like this, right? You got junk like this, making fun of it, mocking it. And then I know somebody said something about that Star Wars girl. Look, that Star Wars girl, I lost all respect for that Star Wars girl when Galaxy's Edge opened, because you can go back and you can see that I surprised Tiffany for her birthday in 2020 by showing her the video of that Star Wars girl literally walking around Galaxy's Edge complaining about every darn thing she could find to complain about. I mean, literally, she's like, well, those X-Wings aren't real size. What? Really?
Okay. Were you expecting real ones?
And then it went as far as to say the scaffolding that is at every amusement park. Like if you're going to go on a roller coaster or whatever, and you got to go upwards and stuff, there's always like the metal scaffolding kind of thing, concept where like you go up and you're in line and you go up, and literally said as she's wearing a little black like cocktail dress. First of all, who goes to Disney to ride rides in a black cocktail dress? But looks up and says, oh yeah, Disney, boy, they're a bunch of perverts here. They just want your little girls to be able to be up on top of this so perverts can look at them. Like, what? No. Look, I know that there's a lot of things that Star Wars girl's been through, and I would never say anything negative to her about those types of things, but I go by her track record of literally just the stuff about Brie Larson alone. She doesn't make any sense about. Like, she literally has jumped on the same bandwagon because she's friends with Jeremy, she's friends with Ryan, she's friends with all these guys, and so then all she does is just jump on that same bandwagon for clicks and views. And even here she goes, so Evil Lynn, not Evelyn, by the way. Yeah. Okay. So Evil Lynn is in an abusive relationship with Skeletor, and she's got to become a
she-whammon sorceress.
A she-whammon sorceress. And beat him. That's the plot. That is not the plot.
No.
That is not the plot. It shows right there that she didn't pay any attention to anything other than one part of the story. One part of the story about Evil Lynn finally standing up to Skeletor after all these years being beat down.
Yeah.
Yep. But no, she's a she-whammon sorceress. No, the sorceress is a woman anyways. Star Wars girl. Okay.
Sorceress, not
Yeah.
Come on.
As far as her being able to have the power, guess what? Nobody was complaining when She-Ra had the power. Were you? No, nobody complained about She-Ra having the power. So let me get this straight. So She-Ra can have the power, but Evil
Nobody
Lynn,
else.
Evil Lynn, if she gets the power, she's a she-woman sorceress. There was
Culture war
nothing
catchphrase.
There was nothing about that story whatsoever that was degrading to men, that was to put men down and women over men in any way, shape, fashion, or form. It was literally Skeletor is a jerk. He's the villain, for God's sake. And yes, he has treated Evil Lynn horribly ever since he recruited her. That's his MO.
Kind of a dick.
It's not the plot. And then she goes, I'm not kidding. Because she got the power. That's all she gets out of it.
Yeah.
And then here's Clownfish. Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 2 is worse than we thought. Worse
sure
than
it is.
Bait and Switch Part 2. Brian.
Sorry, it exhausted me. I was like zoning out there for a second.
It's stupid anger just to be angry. And I'm so sick of looking at it.
Yeah, you know the sad part is they don't even feel this way. Like it's not genuine.
No, it's not genuine.
But the people who watch it lap it up because that's how they want to feel. And it's really sad.
Yeah,
if you think about it.
Yeah, I just so here's what I want to do. I want to take a little bit of a look. I want to see what people are saying, Brian, because this actually is a victory lap for me today, because I was right, Brian. Enosh was right. I told all these people what this show was going to be about during part 1. And I was absolutely 100% right. And so I just want to see. What they think. So my question is should we look at Yellow Flash first, or should we look at a little bit of Clown TV first? Because that's the two ones we have.
We might as well do the Clownfish first.
All right, let's do some Clownfish first, and see
how big the nose is and the floppy shoes.
Yes, let's see what the Clownfish one says here. It's the Clownfish one. Oh, this is the Yellow Flash one. I'm sorry. Let's just do Yellow Flash. Yeah, we'll just do Yellow Flash. Okay, so because I want to hear the ridiculous remarks of these people trying to put down this show.
It's a garbage show, and there was a lot of hype leading up to that show, by the way, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that they pulled a switch and bait with He-Man.
No, they didn't.
Switch and bait.
Made it look like He-Man was the main character of the show.
He was.
Did you go from power bait to worms or something? Is that what's going on here?
Because the original show was called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And it's
guess what? This show was not called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
No,
this show was called Masters of the Universe Revelation. So right off the bat, you're wrong. And the show was about He-Man. The show was absolutely about He-Man and the fact, how does the world exist? How does the world go on without its hero, without its champion? Guess what? They also did this in DC Comics back in 1993 when, I don't know, there's a little story called The Death of Superman.
Yeah.
And how does the world go on without Superman? They paid tribute to the man who had stood up for them and saved them all these times, time and time again. The only one who could save them fell finally. What is that world like? And they did Kevin Smith did an amazing job telling that story here about what the world would be like without a He-Man. And they didn't just show He-Man in the first episode, not show He-Man again for the rest of the show. No, they literally showed He-Man's relationship with others throughout the entire show, showed who He-Man was, showed him with Teela and others, and revealed the whole thing. And you're right, Jared. The revelation part about it was very much in line with what the show was there were secrets to be revealed in this show. This show was not called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So if you're going to make an argument, Yellow Flash, why don't you actually know what you're talking about?
Instead, we got a show about Teela and Evil Lynn.
Nope, they were characters in the bigger picture. This show literally, Brian, this show did such a great job of telling everyone's story, telling an ensemble story about many, many characters and their evolution. And yes, we got the ultimate revelation and ultimate evolution of Teela's character and Evil Lynn.
And He-Man. And Skeletor and everybody else.
Yes, Man
It's
at
like,
Arms.
Dude, it's like trying to say that the Star Wars sequel trilogy was all about Rey.
Well, and look, we even got more about King Randor and He-Man's mom.
Right?
Dude, we got some in-depth stuff about his parents, for God's sake. We never learned any of that crap.
The relationship between Orko and Evil Lynn.
Oh, dude.
Like, get the dude, like
But but Brian, this show was just about the Wa-Man. This show was just about Teela.
Made a lot of people very, very upset.
Well, I know, because they're idiots.
And that's mostly because Kevin Smith lied for a whole year.
No, it's mostly because you guys made up a bunch of lies about Kevin Smith lying. And you over-accentuated something that was said to make it into a lie.
Leading up to it, he lied over and over again. Dragged Clownfish TV through the mud.
No, he did, huh?
Because they got a scoop.
Yeah, you know what? Can we talk about this? You know, we talk about this on 2 Cents of Nonsense, Brian, a lot, right? Is that these guys, all these people, they talk a big talk, Brian. Geeks and Gamers talks a big talk until somebody claps back at him. Then all of a sudden they're like, well, we're just a small little YouTube channel. Why are they coming after us? They're big time Hollywood people, Brian. And we're just a YouTube channel. We don't mean anything. But yet then every other time they're like, we're changing the face of pop culture. We're changing everything. We're making a huge difference. But we're just a little YouTube channel. We can't even do anything.
It's the run and hide stuff. It was like earlier when we were talking about like they claim to be against cancel culture, yet they'll cheer it on when it's their team doing the canceling. So it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's
bamboo right there, man. Nailed it. Show was all about setting up for him to come back and have a glorious return, and he did. He absolutely did, Brian.
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay. I can already tell, dude. I'm like literally like I skipped already a bit into this, and I'm like already like it's worse than a Doomcock video. I'm literally stopping every sentence.
Saying Teela is the main character, and Kevin Smith came out and said, "Oh no, that's not true.
It's not.
That's not true. Teela's a part of the show as she always has been.
Yep, exactly.
But He-Man is front and center." And then the show came out, and that was a huge lie.
That was not a lie.
A lot of backlash. That I don't think people are over, because I'm going to tell you, did you know that season 2 came out today?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, part 2 is out today.
Okay.
And there's been no hype. No one's talking about it. I didn't even know it came out until I stumbled on a Twitter post.
Sure. Like they weren't waiting, Brian. They all had tweets ready. They all had tweets ready, man. They all like literally they all unloaded with tweets aplenty. But Brian, they didn't even know it was coming out, man. Didn't even know it was coming out.
Yeah, liars.
Didn't even know it was coming out. It wasn't on my radar at all, Brian.
Completely forgot.
Yeah.
I'm so nonchalant and cool about.
I guess
not
the
knowing
real
about
question
this,
is,
right?
But I hate it.
Does He-Man come in and become a main part of the show again?
Bro, you were
because
so
they've
fake.
been teasing Savage He-Man and all this stuff. Guess what? He doesn't.
Fake. Oh, sorry. I'm just.
What freaking show is this guy watching?
Dude, it's so fake, so artificial. It's AstroTurf. I will say a word that they will understand. AstroTurf. Fake grass. Like They ban that in certain states. It makes you hallucinate. What is wrong with these people? No,
I don't know, but
whatever, man.
that's faker. That's faker than my
right
than my Homer Simpson He-Man right there, man.
Homer
like
man.
Homer man. No, I seriously.
Nah.
I mean seriously here. Okay, all right, here we go.
So the obvious spoilers, if you give a shit. I don't think anybody does.
Sure.
I'm so cool.
I don't think anybody wants
I
to
don't
watch
care.
it because all of that good faith has been destroyed. That's
I know. He's like, I'm so cool and nonchalant. I don't even know anything about He-Man coming out. I forgot that the show even existed. I mean, I know I made a ton of videos before about it, but yeah, I didn't even know, guys.
Whatever.
Hey, yeah, spoilers if you even care, right? Like, because we all know that we don't care about this. It's just dumb, you know.
That's why they should have released it all in one setting.
Okay, yeah.
To keep that hype up. So it'd be interesting to see if this does well.
It will. And has.
First one did well.
Share the joy of music.
Boy, for the first time, I'm actually
did well.
Look at this. I'm actually more interested in seeing this about this.
My uncle has one of those actually.
Yeah, man.
That,
I got an
electric drum
Alesis.
kit sounds amazing.
I've got an Alesis.
Ooh.
Yes.
Brag about that. How's part 2 going to do? Because all that hype is gone. There's no hype.
It's not. You're wrong.
So once again, we have part 2 out. And He-Man still takes a back seat. It's right there in the headline. Masters of the Universe Revelations Part 2 review. Reboot puts He-Man in the back seat. Masters of the Universe Revelation gets draggy along the way, but safe to say this reboot is a success. Why is it a success? Because it focuses on Teela and Evil Lynn.
Do you ever notice they cherry pick critics?
Yeah, like who is he reading here? Like
it's so. What the website is that?
What the heck?
I don't even know what website that is. So it's like, like Hollywood Reporter comes out with an article that I agree with. So I'm going to put that one front and center.
What website is this?
I don't even know.
Does he have it down in his hold on a second. I'm looking to see if he's got it in the
show more.
Yeah, in the show. Where's the show more thing? I don't even see the show more
underneath the description for the video.
Oh, there. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, there it is. Sorry. Okay. This channel, stream channel has support. No. Nope. Can't tell where to find this. For sure.
My shirts are better, guys. Go to Teespring.
Right.
This is, as Kevin Smith put it himself, before this even came out, part 2 is Evil Lynn's story. And yes, it is. I don't know if I have spoiler pictures of it, but Evil Lynn gets the power sword and usurps Skeletor.
And there's a whole story that leads up to that.
And she did it for
Savage
a reason.
He-Man is basically the Hulk.
Oh, God.
And he doesn't get a focus until the king tells Adam he loves him. And then he gets a little bit of a focus and beats up on Skeletor. And then Evil Lynn gets the power sword. And spoilers, Hordak returns. And they all have to take him down.
Wait, what?
What?
Huh?
Okay, so never mind.
Okay, so can you say, hey, I didn't watch it?
The person that wrote the article, didn't watch it?
Yeah, you do suck it, right? Yeah, no one cares. My video, only 45,000 views. But
nobody cares. I don't know why. I hashtagged He-Man in there. Masters of the Universe.
Thank you. Like, for all of us who actually watched the thing, okay, something like that happened at the end, but they all got to take him down. Like, what the heck? No, that didn't happen. That didn't even happen in the show.
No.
Can you say didn't watch the show much? Just
at all?
At all. Yeah. But it just got the headlines. Again, just got the headlines. And that's what they report, Brian. That's what they report. Got the headlines, got the little tidbits, and that's what we report.
Get that AdSense.
I don't know if I'm going to actually watch this. I don't know. I don't think that it's going to be as popular of a topic as it was last time, because I think everyone's already just kind of abandoned hope for the show to actually be
And
good.
your noisy little bubble,
So
my
they read
friend.
you a little bit. Oh, and IGN only gave it a 7 this time. I think they gave it like a 9 last time. They didn't like it this time.
Please don't
Even
tell
though
me that.
Tila
Say it
is
ain't
the main
so.
character. So I'll just read you this little bit here. And I guess you can decide if you actually want to watch this shit. I'm skipping it, I think. No, I'll probably watch. It's only 5 episodes and they're only like 30 minutes each.
You dumbass. All right. Never mind. There's
So I didn't
still
watch
another
it. You
half
can watch.
a
You
video.
can watch this crap if you want to watch this crap.
I'm
It's
probably gonna
crap.
watch it, though.
I mean, I'm not gonna watch it. Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I'll watch it. Like it's like 5
I
episodes.
quit.
Maybe
Never
I'll
mind.
watch
I
it.
I have Netflix anyways.
Right, I'll watch this crap. Like here, when somebody starts talking about something that's crap and they haven't even seen it, shut them off.
I was gonna say, is the other video on? Jesus, man.
Just turn it off. Like seriously, dude, this is like such a 2 cents on nonsense.
I
man.
I
swear
don't
to God.
see how you guys can do this. How does you and Johnny handle, man? Like, oh my god, I'm getting a headache. I got plenty of ibuprofen, but man,
you
I don't
guys
think
can
it's
watch
working.
this crap if you want to watch it. I mean, like I don't know, I'm not gonna watch it, but I mean, maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I'll watch it.
Just so I can talk about it on Saturday.
Yeah, make some money.
So,
Super chats.
Listen to this. The second part of the series delves a lot into into the people that make Eternia, the role of the sorceress, and the fact that the power sword is just a conduit for harnessing champion superpower.
Yes.
And ultimately, the shocker at the end says a new chapter is over the horizon.
Good.
Somewhere in all these explanations, Revelations loses itself and focuses more on the magic and the appreciation of the universe. Such is the focus on the world building that the battle between He-Man and Skeletor takes a back seat.
Because it's just two guys.
And it's not about them.
It's like He-Man literally says it's not about it. That's what you learn through this whole thing, is that it's literally just not about He-Man and Skeletor.
But the 80s cartoony Nosh was just about Skeletor and He-Man. Okay? You don't change that.
Yeah, Brian, I'm here to talk about my new hit show, Masters of the Universe Revelation. It's all about me. Yeah.
Right.
You dim-witted buffoon. It's all about me. Everyone knows it's about me.
It's true.
It's supposed to be all about me. Just there's no other characters that are important, Brian. Just me. Just me. Dear God. Like, talk about missing the entire point.
I'm not high enough to listen to this video.
You do suck, says drugs, Brian. Lots of drugs.
I got you, buddy.
Right. No, JP Frazzler says you are absolutely right, but you're falling right into what they do by talking about it and talking about it a lot. Unfortunately, they're winning.
No, that's what I feel the same way sometimes too. But every
Here's the
once in a
point.
while.
Here's my point. I will talk about the stuff that's absolutely nonsense because I will point out that it's nonsense because this is nonsense.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
look, and I wouldn't listen when we do 2 cents on nonsense. Like, I always try to make sure people understand, like, this is not just about us, like, pointing out something. Like, they will try to point out stuff about Star Wars that they just don't like. This is not about something that I just don't like. Because, like I said, if he watched the whole thing and was just like, nah, you know what? I didn't care for it. Okay. Fine.
That's one thing. But to even to act so nonchalant about it, like, oh, I don't care. And then just to be so disingenuous about it. I mean, I understand, like, and when we do criticize, we open ourselves up for the same kind of criticism, which is fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so if they want to say something about what we have to say about something, they're more than welcome. But I can almost guarantee you what it's going to be. Oh, those SJWs, they're always coming after me. It's like,
Dude.
nah, dude. Like, it's just whatever, dude.
But
If you
the
just
point
stay
of
in
this,
y'all's lane,
the point of this is this, okay, is that JP, if you knew the kind of the amount of connections that I have, that like the people that contact me, like who just like actually like Jared here in the chat, for example, right? Who's never seen this before, has never watched He-Man, according to what he said here, right? You know, and was asking, should I watch this? Somebody has to be a voice of reason and not just allow for the only voice to be out there being heard is, hey, this sucks. I didn't watch it, but this sucks. My point is I'm going to sit here and say, hey, I watched it. Here's my idea of it. And here's why you shouldn't listen to these types of voices. Now, my whole point is Brian, you used to be a big Doomcock supporter. You used to be a supporter of these things. At some point, something snapped for you, right? Ambassador talks about the same thing. At some point, I mean, he was a patron of Doomcock and other stuff, and at some point, something snapped for him, and he was like, "Hey, I got to stop supporting this kind of stuff."
Cognitive dissonance. It's like you start, you get to a point, and for me, it was Star Wars. That's what broke me with The Menace, because I love Disney Star Wars. I said it on other channel, on Max's channel. I love it. I have no problem with it at all. Maybe Rise of Skywalker wasn't the greatest, but it was still a great movie. Like, I mean, it was still a good movie. Like, I'm not going to hate it. I like everything they've done so far, and I think a lot of the criticism is just lazy because they refuse to acknowledge the supplemental material. And there's so much of it that is canon now. You know, that, and there's so many reasons why I think people went the way they did, but it's mostly, that's kind of where I've had my falling out with Solo, the Star Wars movie, is where I was like, nah, I'm done. And then I watched Star Trek Discovery, and like, I was like, oh wow, I'm really done. You're out.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, you either like what you like or you don't like what you don't like.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to people like this who literally haven't seen it, and they're programming you that it's going to suck, that it's crap, that it's garbage, based on like a bunch of
that's
lies.
what they do for everything.
Yeah.
If it's
and
a
that's
major
the thing,
pop
for
culture
everything.
thing, they're like, it's crap.
They don't like anything anymore.
The new Ghostbusters movie, even though it's like getting everybody's in the fields, which I haven't seen yet. I'll eventually see, but like, they're just hating all over it because one, it's a marquee property for them to get to hashtag and to get people to come watch their content. So, you know, so they see dollar signs when it's like this, and it's like, dude. And the worst part of it is it's all the same. It kind of filters down. Like you'll see him in the big channels. You know, Gary will put the video out, and then everybody else will fall in line with their videos, and it's just like,
well, that's my point. Is these people don't have a brain between them.
No, it's a hive mind.
They don't have an original idea between them. Literally, you see one of them put out a tweet, and they all follow suit with the exact same thing because they have to keep that mindset, Brian. They have to stay in step, because the second that one of them steps out of that, the second one of them steps out of it, what have we seen? What have we seen, Brian? The second that one steps out of what, you know,
they get kicked out of the group.
Then all of a sudden you hear stuff like this.
If you believe Doomcock's rumors, that's great. I don't. If you think that Lucasfilm is heading in the right direction, that's great. I don't. If you think that George Lucas has a George Lucas cut of The Rise of Skywalker, that's great. I don't. If you think that George Lucas is coming back to take over Star Wars at his age, that's great. I don't. If you think that Kathleen Kennedy is getting fired for the 450th time, that's great. I don't. So I don't.
Beautiful.
That's the thing. The second that it becomes out of style, right? Like the second that whatever somebody is saying becomes out of, you know, turn or something like that.
Well, I don't want to
turn
use
on each other.
The C word, cult.
Yeah.
But it really is. When you get out, they try to shame you and all that kind of stuff. It's literally the same kind of tactics that they use. It's a cult of personality that develops around these people. And there's legitimate truth to when they say it is a cult, and there is a little bit of not necessarily mind control, but in a sense, it's the same damn thing. So you could dance around it, you can call it whatever the hell you want. At the end of the day, a duck is still a duck.
Let's skip a little forward here and see what
in part 3. Not going to happen. Because I would be willing to bet the numbers for this season are horrible. Because that's what everybody wants to see. That's what everybody wants to see, under the assumption that there might be a part 3 in the offing. So, He-Man, the guy people have been waiting decades to see once again, becomes a supporting character, and Teela and Evil Lynn steal the show.
Decades, huh? We literally had a show that just ran into 2000s.
Yeah, I was gonna say they've been making He-Mans for a while now.
Like, I mean, like, look, it's a different part of the story. And but just automatically we're gonna assume, oh yeah, the ratings are gonna be so bad for Brian. The ratings are gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so horrible. Nobody's gonna want to watch it. Listen,
dude, I wish we could put music in these videos. I'd be like Justin Timberlake's "Cry Me a River," and just like put it on loop.
Even what I loved is that video of Kevin Smith talking about like how when the backlash first started, like he was like really kind of concerned about it, and he went to Netflix and was like, "Hey, what do you guys, what do you guys think of this? Like, are we gonna get canceled? Like, what?" And they were like, "Seriously? No, we don't care about that." See, these people think that, okay, look, we look at them in terms of YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah.
So in terms of YouTube, yeah, they're forced to be reckoned with, aren't they? Like the geeks and gamers of the world, the Doomcocks of the world, all these guys, man. Like I don't even know like how many subscribers is this guy? He
I got a voice,
He's got 310,000 subscribers, right? That seems like a lot, right?
Those are the same 310 that subscribe to Jeremy and
well, yeah, okay, but that's the thing, right?
Else.
And that's the thing, right? That's the thing. They all feed off each other. But here's the thing: that seems like a lot, but in the bigger scheme of things, you're literally talking about a channel. You're talking about a streaming service that has millions of viewers. So even if all 310,000 of these people that follow Yellow Flash decide not to watch it, and they're going to still watch it. Because even Yellow Flash just said, yeah, I'll probably still watch it.
Didn't they cancel their Netflix over Cuties years ago?
Oh, well, you would think so, but apparently they didn't, Brian. Apparently they didn't. But here's the thing: do you think that Netflix cares if it's a hate watch or a regular watch?
Numbers are numbers, and they have plenty of subscribers. They just renewed the Orville, or they just renewed a bunch of shows. So it's like,
yeah. Netflix doesn't care, guys.
Sit on it. Spin.
You sat there and watched it, didn't you? Somebody had to watch it to complain about it and gripe about it the way that they did. All Netflix sees is somebody watched our show.
Dollar signs.
Hey, did you see the advertisement? Did you have to pay for Netflix to be able to watch it in the first place? Oh, yeah.
And not only that,
so you can complain about it all you want, but they're going to base season 3 on did people watch it? And there's a whole lot more people that are than just you.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but like when they say that stuff, it's like they really don't care because a view is a view, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent.
Exactly.
And when they talk about it, it drives people to watch the product. Yep. So it's like, one, you're giving them free advertising, so I'm sure they're really thanking you for that. Yeah, so congratulations, guys.
Way to go. Excited about it. Jared here with another $2 super chat. Thank you, Jared. Says, as Stanley said, hate should be abolished. And look, Doomcock's big thing is what? Stay angry, my friends. No. Stay angry about what? Why should you stay angry about anything?
Life's too short to be.
Life is too short. Exactly, Brian. Life is too short. All right, let's finish this one up.
Because that's what everybody wants to see.
Yep.
That's
Actually,
what everybody wants.
yeah,
to
character
see,
development. I do want to see
right?
that because I like
Everyone's
story,
waiting
Brian.
decades to
Yeah.
see Evil Lynn and Tila steal the show.
Yep.
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
I like
in
it.
part 3.
I like it. I like it because it's something different, Brian.
Mhm.
It's something different than just the good guy beats the bad guy every episode, every half hour
Yeah.
episode.
And an inspirational message at the end of each show. Because
Not
the
gonna
Filmation show did that.
Because I would be willing to bet the numbers for
I'm going to tell you right now, when part 3 happens, I'm going to come back to this video. When part 3 happens, because they did set it up with a cliffhanger, Brian.
Oh yeah, no, it's
A smart cliffhanger too, by the way.
not. It's green lit, folks. So
They wouldn't just put a cliffhanger in there, Brian.
no. Let it bask. Let it bask.
Let them soak in it, Brian.
They're not Warner Brothers, okay, guys.
Let
They
them
got heads
soak
on
in
their
it.
shoulders.
Let
okay?
them soak in it. We're gonna come back to this video when it happens.
this season are horrible compared to part 1 because you can't do the bait and switch again.
Oh yeah, no.
No one's falling for it this
No.
time.
No.
So you're kind of stuck with what you had, which
Sure.
was a bunch of disappointed fans.
Sure.
And I don't think they're coming back because unlike last time, like I said before, there's no hype for this.
Yeah, there is.
Like nobody's talking about it.
Everybody.
Nobody was talking about it
45,000
leading up to it, and
45,000 of your
nobody's really
viewers.
talking about it now.
45,000 of your viewers.
Tila and
3K
Evil Lynn's past
likes.
are better explored, making them key characters in the series.
Yes.
The latter was seen siding with the heroes, and the betrayal by the one who claims to have made her stings her hard as she goes on a universe-destroying spree. Tila's metamorphosis from a warrior to a sorceress is an emotional journey, and these aspects lend depth to the show. Masters of the Universe Revelation impresses in a draggy sort of way, but safe to say the reboot is a success. How is it an impressive in a draggy sort of way? So it's impressive in being slow and boring. Okay.
Now, some people like slow burns.
This is terrible. No one's gonna watch it. I think it's honestly probably DOA. Here's your look at Evil Lynn with the sword, by the way. And for some reason, Skeletor still has the power.
Yep. They explain
without
it.
the sword.
No, he has
I don't
the
know
sword.
if that's because once you have it, you can still use it.
Oh no, that was because He-Man called down the
But they
power with the
team
sword
up,
at that point.
And
Sorry.
then, we have Abby from The Last of Us 2 returning as Evil Lynn. That's something I'm sure.
So you didn't
many
like her in
people will
something
be
else, so
excited
you're
about.
gonna blame this for what you didn't like
So,
her and the actress
know,
in something else. Okay, makes sense.
This
Sure.
show, man. I hope it does terrible.
I know you do.
I hope the ratings are terrible for this.
For no other
and,
reason. For no reason other than you just don't like it. You haven't seen it, you claim, but you hope it does terrible. Why? Why? I'll tell you why he hopes it does terrible. So he has something more to literally just gripe about. That's why you hope it does terrible. That's it. You don't understand the content. You don't understand why Skeletor could be sitting there with the power right next to He-Man. You don't get it. So obviously, something to hate it for. I mean, how did Battle Cat have the power? Oh, that's right, because He-Man can transfer the power via the conduit of the sword. Oh, it's almost like it was like in the beginning of the old cartoon. Isn't that interesting? But I'm sure you're not interested in that, are you? Why would you be interested in facts when you've literally just got sarcastic things to say? You've just got sarcasm. So good on you, buddy. Way to go, man. You've accomplished so much, Yellow Flash.
This is good. Kevin Smith pretty much destroyed his legacy with this show. So it was a huge sellout, and I think it will affect Clerks 3.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
The movie that he's desperately trying to pump up now.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys will latch on to Clerks 3 now, no matter how good or bad it is. You guys will now latch onto that because now you will find something else that now you can latch on to Kevin Smith and somehow try to suck that dry too. Right, Gary? You're absolutely right. He points the sword at Cringer, and Cringer becomes Battle Cat because the sword is a conduit for the power. Interesting, isn't it? But yeah, they'll absolutely latch on to Kevin Smith now. They'll latch on to Clerks 3, and they'll tell you how much Clerks 3 sucks now before it even comes out. And they'll reference this, of course, because they'll rally their fan base to try to make it out that he's ruined now, like they said, that he's ruined his legacy, which if you watch the behind the scene things afterwards, Kevin talked about how this has become one of the most important things that he has ever done, he says. That this is one of the most important things to him and the most closely personal things to him because he was able to bring this to fruition. But yeah, they'll latch on to Clerks 3.
Off of the,
Isn't that the whole point?
Off of this show, and I don't think that it's going to. I don't think it's going to do well because he's kind of destroyed his goodwill with people.
Yeah. Okay.
By proving himself to be a gigantic liar.
Okay. Sure.
So,
oh, you mean like literally you and all your friends? Okay.
I don't know. Give me your thoughts if you watched it.
Yep, there you go. So so that's that. You know, it's stupidity is what it is. It's really just stupidity. It's anger for the sake of anger. It's hyperbole. It's just a bunch of just a bunch of stupid is what it is. Because there's only one of two ways you can look at this. Either they know what they're doing, right? And they are just liars, grifters, and manipulators, and people who don't care about the subject material, that they literally are just trying to get you to be angry, stir up a fan base to be angry and to continue with this anger, or they're complete morons who you can't trust because they don't even watch the stuff that they report on. Yellow Flash thinking that he's doing his due diligence by reading some article instead of actually watching the thing. Yeah. I mean, it's one way or the other. They're either, Brian, they're either absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
And ignorant of like everything that that they claim to know about here. Or they're absolutely liars, grifters, manipulators, and people who are literally just trying to motivate people to anger.
Yeah, no, I would probably opt for the latter. Sorry about that. My nephew wanted to join the conversation.
That's okay. Hey, man, if he loves He-Man, I love He-Man.
No, he was beating on the doors like and crying. I was like,
okay.
I'm sorry.
So I'm going to show like 2 minutes because this one's 35 minutes long. And we ain't doing that.
Good Lord.
Plus, I'll be honest with you, I just can't stand their voices. Their voices get they just are cringe to me. But I just want to hear like the first couple minutes here.
He actually did sit through Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 2.
Well, there's a good
you
thing.
can thank Geeky for that. I had no desire to watch it.
Sure.
Oh, and by like,
We're cool. We don't watch it. Yeah.
it was too bad.
It's not good. I'm putting it mildly. We're gonna talk about it.
Sure.
Wait a minute. I just want to let you know before we're gonna do spoilers, but this isn't a spoiler. I have a new drinking game for you all.
Mm-hmm.
Take a shot every time someone cries in the second half of Masters of the Universe Revelation, because if you do, you'll die.
Yeah, there is a lot of crying. There is a lot of crying in this Masters of the Universe show.
God forbid.
Tears of joy.
God forbid, Brian, that there's some emotion with this show.
Tears of joy. Jerk. Trying to ruin my good time.
Right.
We have the power.
It tracks given who the showrunner is.
We're not kidding.
It's
Just hold on till you hear some of the things that happen. It's just something. It's something.
It's something else. All right. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 241,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. We do talk a lot about Masters of the Universe, being He-Man and She-Ra fans from way back.
Sure.
And having gotten dragged into a ridiculous Twitter slap fight with Kevin Smith.
Oh, I don't slap.
It was absolutely not even that, Brian. Like, talk about self-importance. They literally went after Kevin Smith. And because Kevin Smith mentioned them.
Oh, we were attacked, Brian. Brian, we were attacked. It was a slap fight. We went back and forth, Brian. Oh, we were damaged. We were longtime He-Man.
We got
fans.
clout.
Oh,
We were your biggest fans.
We were so there. Oh my gosh. And it's a slap fight. Oh no.
Gosh.
Unbelievable.
Internet
Unbelievable.
hyperbole.
Oh my
That's not true. I just closed my fist.
And we put some rumors out there that turned out to be pretty dead on.
Mm-hmm.
And Smith called us liars and
okay.
Well, before we get into it further, if you don't want to hear spoilers, if you want to put
tune out.
yourself through that, just turn this off now because.
Tim is so sorry that his parents almost got divorced because of He-Man.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's parents.
Goodbye. Well, I can look. I'm not gonna put myself through that. I really am not I'm not gonna. It's got spoilers, whatever, and we've already revealed enough on this episode. But the point is it's 35 minutes of griping. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you now. It's 35 minutes of griping. I know, man. But look at their views, right? Like that's the end all, isn't it? That's the end all because they've got 70,000, almost 71,000 views on this.
Yeah.
But nobody cares about it, Brian.
Nope, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Look, good.
No,
like I said,
like watching people dunk on stuff. It's like, oh,
good, bad, indifferent doesn't matter. It does not matter. They're watching.
Yeah.
They're watching. And Brian, at the end of the day, I agree with you, Laser Luke. Clownfish TV is because you are liars and you owe Kevin Smith an apology. They do.
Yeah.
They do. Here's the thing. Views on a video, and I'm glad you brought this up, JP. Yeah. Views on a video don't really mean anything.
No.
I mean, look, am I all about like do I get a smile on my face when I see that we have a video that does really well and people watch? Absolutely, because I want people to watch. That's the whole Brian,
the whole purpose of being on YouTube is
like,
to get
why
people to
would I
watch
be
your
on
stuff.
YouTube if I didn't want anybody to watch my videos? It's like when people are just saying like you did it all for the clicks and views.
Well, obviously, but
Well,
see, it's
why
the
would I
method.
spend so much time in my life, Brian, in here like making videos and doing live streams and recording stuff and doing everything else if I didn't want people to watch it? Okay.
Yeah,
now
but
I
see,
get it. There's a grift to some of it where
there's
like
no
if
nefarious purposes behind what you're doing, though.
no. And that's the difference. There are people who there's a grift behind what they're doing, and so they will mislead you. And I think that's what actually should be said is that there's a misleading component or that for some people where they'll mislead people into watching a video that really is not what they thought it was.
Yeah.
Right. That's what's doing it for the clicks and the views. Like it's dishonest.
Mhm.
And when I see things like this, where it's just a bunch of hyperbole, it's a bunch of just nonsense,
trash, basically.
Yeah, just talking trash about stuff, and like we just listened to Yellow Flash. He's like, I didn't even watch it. I'm too cool for school, and then we watched it. Like, well, I didn't want to watch it, but she wanted to watch it, so I guess we had to watch it. We got pulled into a slap fight, man, like with Kevin Smith.
Twist my arm. I had to watch this show. It's like,
right. But yet it's so funny because they're like, we got pulled into a slap fight and we were called liars and everything. And then like literally the first comment in that video talks about like that they think that everybody in the show is a victim. He-Man's a victim. Teela's a victim. Evil Lynn, Skeletor is a victim. When a culture exalts victimhood, everyone is a victim. Yet literally this video starts off with, we're victims. We used to like He-Man and She-Ra, and Kevin Smith ruined it.
And
they're crying too much, Brian.
Well, it's this thing that kind of pissed me off about it, and another reason why I kind of walked away. It's this sucker punch mentality where it's like, blink, run back to my friends, guys. I punched him in the face and ran away. It's like, bro, you punched him in the face and ran away. Like a little,
yeah.
Not gonna say it on your show.
Yeah,
But I
well,
think you guys know what I'm trying to say.
It is, and I love that Jared's discovering it just for the first time. So the armor is because he goes from being a scaredy cat, literally, Cringer, to being Battle Cat. That's his name, Battle Cat. And so yeah, he's got armor. He goes into battle with He-Man, and he's got the armor, and he's got the whole the harness and everything. Absolutely, man. And so yeah, but again, Brian, we just listened to this whole thing, and it's literally just for lack of a better way to put it, because of the show that I do, it's nonsense.
Yeah, it's
nonsense. And listen, there are people who are out there listening to it, right? There are people who are absolutely soaking it up, eating it up. I'm sure there's people who are just like, oh, I don't have to watch it now because like I heard from these guys that it's bad.
Like a big giant bowl of Geeks and Gameros.
Nummy. Make sure to drink that milk when you're all done, because those morsels that sink down to the bottom, that little residue, like you got to get that part of it, man. You're in a Saturday morning, Brian. Here's the thing. Can I just say, listen, I am one of the most nostalgic people that I know, Brian. Okay. I love nostalgia. I do. I soak up nostalgia. You go into my living room, man, and I got toys. I got toys from the 70s, 80s, 90s, man. I got stuff from every single movie and TV show that I love. I got stuff from Star Trek. I got stuff from Back to the Future. I got Pink Panther stuff. I've got remember that? What was the little electronic game that was red that looked like a phone that had the little things on it? I'm trying to think of what it is. I got Mr. Wizard or something like that.
Something like that.
Wizard or something. I got one of those out there. I got Transformers. I got Mork and Mindy. I've got superheroes. I got Migos. I got Rocky. I got Rocky. I got a Light Bright. I've got a Light Bright, man. I got a little mini Light Bright up in there, dude. I've got I got like all this, a Knight Rider, man. I all this stuff, okay? Because I'm nostalgic. But listen, when we start acting like the cartoons that I watched when I was a kid were these brilliant pieces and works of art that cannot be touched. And now they're ruining our childhood and ruining our pop culture myths, Brian. Now it's our myths. It's our pop culture myths, Brian.
Guys, what was so sacred about 1990? I'm still trying to grasp that. Because I was a child in 1990. So by their logic, my childhood should be ruined by what I had just watched earlier today, which made me feel young again.
Brian,
like a child.
He-Man was about a toy company that wanted to compete with Star Wars.
Yep.
And they originally
Conan Barbarian for kids.
It's basically it's Conan the Barbarian in space.
Yep.
And they had this guy. And they were like, what do we call this guy who's a super macho guy and blah, blah, blah. Oh, let's call him He-Man.
And then the guys were really, really creative when they thought of the other names. Merman. But he was supposed to be Sea-Man. No, seriously. That was his name. And then they chuckled and changed it.
Yep. But
everything's a man.
Yep. You had all these designs, but you know what? They were things that kids grasped onto. We liked the designs. They were basic. Look at the bodies. The bodies are all exactly the same, Brian.
Yep.
I mean, literally, they all have the exact same. They all have the exact same like belt and loincloth and everything. Now they did have like a couple of different feet options.
Boots are slightly
different. So they had human boots, they had lizard man boots, and there's like one more that they had. But they're pretty much all the same, Brian. Interchangeable parts that they just did in different colors, right? And hey, there you go. Just pop a different head on it, man, and you're good to go.
Cheap corporate plastic, guys.
Okay. And then they made a cartoon for it that literally they just, after every cartoon, it was like, hey, kids, don't do drugs. Hey, kids, be respectful of your parents, right?
Stop and look both ways before crossing the street.
It was just fun. Stop acting like any reproduction of a cartoon or whatever has to be some like amazingly like award-winning thing. What happened to the days, Brian, when we looked at stuff and said, this is fun. I like this because it's fun. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to act like it's something that it wasn't. I'm just going to enjoy it.
That's how I try to watch Marvel movies, to be honest with you.
Hey, Akansha, thank you so much. Love right back to you, man.
Hey, Akansha.
Love right back to you, Akansha. Thank you so much. Love you.
But no, that's how I try to enjoy my Marvel movies. I just kind of go in. This is going to sound bad. I go in, I turn my brain off for 2 hours and hope I have some fun. And most of the time I do. So it's like, okay.
JP says, I still love my Stretch Armstrong. I still have my Stretch Armstrong.
I mean,
Heck
I
yeah.
remember Captain Planet. Captain Planet was the same damn thing. It was just like, hey, recycle, kids. You know?
Just saying. Like, so here's the thing. This is what I always say. Love what you love, right? But don't trash on everybody else.
Yeah.
Like seriously. Like, I would love to see Clownfish write a TV show.
Yeah.
Oh, please start today.
Yes.
We'll see how far you get. All right.
I'll
And then,
try my
then
best
you can
not
be
to
judged.
critique it.
You can be judged by a bunch of middle-aged people who never grew up, who have nothing better to do than trash on everything for a little bit of stardom on YouTube. Okay. Who haven't accomplished half of what Kevin Smith has accomplished in his life by giving us films that literally like stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Okay. But go ahead, Clownfish. Go ahead. You guys, right? Go ahead, Yellow Flash, right? Do your thing and tell us, you know, how all these other people don't know what they're doing, that you know, they don't. My favorite thing, dude, is to literally listen to people talk about bad writing, right? And they're
Like there's some kind of freaking Pulitzer Prize winning
this is bad
Nobel laureate.
storytelling, Brian. It's bad storytelling, Brian. It's bad storytelling.
Here, I'll drink my water with the pinky up. Here.
Yeah, bad storytelling, Brian. Brian, it's bad storytelling. Yet they couldn't put a couple paragraphs together, Brian, if they tried.
But their articles riddled with typos and
Right.
grammatical errors.
That's what I'm saying, dude. We read them all the time here on the channel, right? When we're reading like the main outlets, dude.
I can just see it. It's like, I'm some snooty blogger who lives in New York. I have to write this article so I can keep my rent on my overpriced apartment, so I can go down to the Starbucks and stare at that poor barista. It's like,
Yeah, JP Presley here says, before I go, I wish Brian Sharks good luck against my Leafs on Friday. Have a good night. Thank you for being here, JP. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, characters aren't supposed to cry. Bad storytelling, Brian. The characters were crying. It's bad storytelling.
or if the storytelling is so good that it elicits an emotional response. Kind of like it did. Oh.
Yep. And you know what?
Damn.
Vikram, you got it right here. Most haters are just plain jealous.
Of course.
Like I said, most of these people have not accomplished anything in their life as even close to what somebody like a Kevin Smith has accomplished. Right.
No.
That's why you
Clerks.
Yeah. Look at Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Okay. So you have a few 100,000 subscribers. Great. You're literally talking about a guy. Yeah, like I don't, right? Like I don't. But you're literally talking about a guy. But see, that's also, Brian, why like that those numbers don't matter, because truth is truth, right? Truth is universal. Truth doesn't matter. Truth does not matter. Truth does not care how many people you have following you in a lie. Okay? Because the truth is still the truth. You can have millions of people following you in a lie, Brian.
Lemmings. Oh.
But if it's a lie, it's a lie.
True. It's like those lemmings in the game. If you don't build the stairs just right, they'll.
Yeah. So that's just my take on this tonight, folks. I'm sick of this garbage. I'm sick of these people trying to convince you to hate what
But you haven't even seen
what they hate when they haven't even seen it.
It's like, come on, like. That's just the long and short of it right there.
I love when they talk about when they talk about Prince Adam being effeminate, right? And yet, like, this is the minifigure of that, but I mean, it looks just like the the bigger figure that I got up there on there. Like, these guys are so insecure because Prince Adam has like some purple leotards on and a burgundy jacket.
I
like
beg
really
these people to go back and watch the Filmation show.
Wow. Like, wow. Like, what do you say? I mean, like, and I'm sorry, but you know what? Like, when you look at He-Man in general, okay, when you look at He-Man, there's something very homoerotic about a man just in a loincloth.
Have you watched the show?
Just saying.
There's a lot of rainbows. Just saying.
Just saying. Yes, Prince Adam is a hero. Yeah, don't forget the pink vest. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like he's got some purple leotards on with some white boots and
fighting a baby blue villain.
Yep.
Skeletor.
I'm just saying, and he's literally got a partner named Ram Man. Look.
Thank you for watching.
Yes. So, yeah, everything, right? Everything. Yes. Doctor Who, female, 007. That one's not female. Like, that's like Master of the Universe, female, equals moaning. See a pattern? Yeah, like, look, they just don't like women, man. They don't like. I wish they would just be honest, Brian. Like, it would be very courageous of them is just to come out and just be like, you know what? Listen. Here's the thing: we don't like women in power. We don't like to see women gain any kind of notoriety at all. Like, they're all like, oh, but we love Sarah Connor. If Sarah Connor came out today, Brian, they would hate her. Okay. Yeah. If Ripley from Aliens came out today, they would hate her.
Yeah,
and that's just
like, it's not like the real one.
I know, dude, and that's just the reality, man. Is that they would absolutely hate her today. So I get tired of it.
Literally.
And I'm just like when I saw this today and I started seeing this and RJ sent me a bunch of stuff, and look, I feel like I've been nicer than I should have been tonight, but
I blame a little bit on myself because I tend to kind of I know the game. Like, I've reduced what they do. Like, I know exactly the whole thing. So like I look at it like professional wrestling. Like I said, man, they're just heels. I guarantee you,
Goober, this is the question.
If what we were saying earlier, if they came out and said that it was all an act. Like, I don't believe any of this stuff. I just say this so you guys show up at here, twice a week and click the videos and give me money.
Yep.
That would be honesty.
Yep, for sure. Goober, I've been trying to get to the root of this question for a while. Is there anything they do like? Because I don't think there's a new thing, Brian, that they actually like.
No, because it's in vogue to crap on what's new.
Every video game they hate, right? Every movie.
Oh, if it's made in 1990, they love it.
Yeah, I mean, like, all the 80s stuff, all of a sudden they love that, but
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of like that with music though. Like,
oh yeah,
my musical tastes don't really go past the mid 2000s.
But Brian, do you like Lita Ford?
Not really.
No, I mean, but okay, like I'm just saying, like, here's the thing. Like, it'd be one thing. It'd be like you saying, well, I like Lita Ford, but I don't like women, like any women artists today.
It'd be like
Pat
I love
Benatar.
Joan Jett. I love Joan Jett.
You love Joan Jett, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be like, okay, so it'd be like you going, well, I love Joan Jett, but I don't like any female like rocker, or anything of today at all.
But you got to put a caveat in there. Well, I like this one, just to make it to where I could just blanketly say I'm not completely bigoted.
Laser Luke says they love Gina Carano, but do they really?
Because she was a cheerleader for what they wanted her to be, man. Like,
but see, that's the thing. Like, I'm not convinced that they really like Gina Carano. They're using Gina Carano to their.
She's their cheerleader.
Yeah, they're using her just like they use everybody else for their own gain. At the end of the day, they drop her in a heartbeat if they needed to. They don't really care about Gina Carano. They don't care about any of that stuff. They literally are just using her for the notoriety. And unfortunately, she played into that game, and like she,
she's one positive tweet away from being off their radar. So just put it in.
Well, I mean, they liked Zack Snyder for a week.
Yeah, right. Until they told him that he wasn't. He was for peace between people.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then he became Hollywood elitist. Whatever. JP says some of them like Dune.
Sure they did.
Boy, I wish I knew which ones. I didn't see that. Cherie says I'm not a bigot, but
I'm not racist, but I got a color TV.
All right. Do they like Pratt? I don't know if they like Pratt anymore. Look, I love Chris Pratt. Here's the thing. Like, you got to be able to separate some stuff, right? Look, and like this idea, I don't know. There's people who hate Chris Pratt literally just because he goes to a church that they don't like now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
because he goes to church.
Just because he goes to church, right? My God, like
heaven forbid.
Heaven forbid. You know what I mean? It's just literally just weird now. It's like now we got to break down literally everybody and like what they believe, what they think about every little topic. And if it doesn't like totally match up with the way that I see the world, then all of a sudden I can't like them, or I'm a bad person for liking this person. Look, I'll be the first one to tell you, I like Gina Carano. Like, I think she's beautiful. I loved her in The Mandalorian. I've liked her in other things that she was in. Doesn't mean that I subscribe to everything the woman thinks or does or whatever. I would gladly have her on the show. I would gladly talk to her. Yeah, it's hard, Jared. They ain't gonna like Pratt after Mario. Yeah, they're mad about that. I just, it's just like, come on, man. Like, can we just be realistic for a minute? That's all I want. Is I just want to be I like being realistic. And people just they don't want to be realistic about stuff. They just they're just mad about everything, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I'm not mad about everything. And I'm glad, Brian, that you're not mad about everything. And that's why we get along.
Right? Well, no, dude, honestly, it leads to health problems, man. Look at this. I'm losing hair. I can't afford to lose any more hair.
Yeah. Look, man, I got all my hair, man.
Like Jackie Moon said in the wonderful Will Ferrell movie Tropic Thunder, or not Tropic Thunder. What the Semi-Pro? What the hell, dude? The Flint Tropics.
Yeah, Flint Tropics, baby.
Okay, Jackie Moon. Everybody love everybody. Okay, words to live by.
I'm just gonna say, watch the new He-Man show, the Masters of the Universe show. This guy right here,
dude.
This guy right here,
hero of the day. That's all I gotta say.
That guy. Everybody gets to be a hero in the Masters of the Universe show. That's what I love. Everybody, Brian. Mm-hmm. It ain't just about He-Man. And that's the whole point. All of Eternia comes together to fight the evil. How can you not love that? Yes, that makes me cry. Yes, that stirs emotion in me, Brian. Orko, man. You got Orko. You got the sorceress, like sacrificing herself. You got Teela discovering her powers. You got He-Man coming back, to be able to get the sword once again and the conduit. You got
Teela testing her powers out, before she's realizing what's really truly going on. I forgot her name, but she was played by Tiffany Smith, and she became Man-at-Arms by the end of it. And then when Man-at-Arms freaking started fighting with the king, man, I was just like, bro, yes. No, there's just so much stuff, and I just gave away half the show. I'm sorry, people, but god dang it, go watch
He-Man
it.
and his dad making up after all of that stuff in the original cartoon of He-Man's dad always like knocking He-Man down, knocking Prince Adam down for everything. I wish you were more like He-Man. And it's like, now all of a sudden he's like, son, I realize it, and like hugs him and tells him he loves it. And like, Yellow Flash mocking that,
no.
Look, if you're mocking a dad holding his son after all these years, after having made a huge mistake like that, and telling him that he loves him, I don't know what's in your heart, but it sure ain't love. Just saying.
Word.
Oh dang! Just shattered my phone. Put some tape over it, and I'm over it. That's how adults handle things. Something Clownfish and Geeks and Gamers Doomcock wouldn't know.
Pick up
Dang,
the pieces
dude.
and move on.
Yeah, Goober says I teared up with He-Man and his dad. Yeah, dude. You know, listen, it's a great show. Watch it. If you don't like it after that, that's fine. That's
You
fine.
watched it though. That's the main
You
thing.
watched it, unlike
you gave it
Yellow
the old
Flash.
college try.
Exactly. But hey, anyways, guys, thanks for being here tonight. This was a little bit different. We didn't have the typical thing, you know, and stuff, but we had Brian in here, and look, I hope that you all have a wonderful week this week. There's a lot of, you know, different things. If you think about it, say a little prayer for my sisters. Found out one of my sisters, I think, has COVID now.
Oh no.
And the other sister was leaving and did not have taste or smell.
Oh.
So they were staying together. So
Gotcha.
while she was
That's
up here, and
probably-
so I hadn't seen them in a few days. So that's good. Both my sisters have been tested over and over again. They didn't have anything when I last saw them, and so that was good. But yeah, you know, yeah, just keep us all in your thoughts and prayers. And look, we love all you guys. Thanks for stopping by the lounge. We really, really appreciate you guys. We appreciate you, guy.
That one guy watching.
That one guy. No, and all the ladies.
And all the other ones.
Yeah, so we appreciate you guys for sure. And hey, we're always glad when you stop by the lounge and have some fun with us. So, with that being said, Brian, thank you for being here tonight, man. Tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Well, you can find me on my channel, Brian, Master of None, where tomorrow at 4:00 Pacific Standard Time, we will be discussing Thanksgiving food. Okay. I think I might have found my niche with this food thing here, guys, because hear me out. We're going to have the great debate. Turkey or ham?
Ooh.
Spoiler alert, I'm a ham guy.
Well, you know, Brian, we might have to go out for Thanksgiving dinner this year because all of my family, it doesn't look like my family is getting together after my grandma passing away or whatever. So if we go out, Brian, you know where I'm going.
Oh, gotta go to the Chinese restaurant.
Well, no, I can't really do Chinese anymore because it's like all the sugars and everything. So, but next best thing, Brian, best place here at the lounge. We're heading to the trench.
All over town, people are talking about the lunch trench. It's the ditch where you can eat your food.
Is there green bean casserole?
I'm sure they got that there, man. I'm sure they got that there with everything else. So, so thanks guys for being here tonight. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Hope that you, if you are here in the States where we're at, you know, I'll probably have a video tomorrow or whatever. Oh, also be looking for Friday. I'm going to do a members movie stream. So members Patreon stream where you'll get a link if you're one of those. And so be looking for that. And I'm going to also be putting out like a little poll for you guys to pick what movies or movie that we watch or whatever. So I'll be looking for that. Also, don't forget our newest giveaway is Zack Snyder's Justice League. So if you are a patron, you're a member, you give a super chat at any time, you give directly to the channel through the PayPal or the Cash App, you are automatically in the running for Zack Snyder's Justice League on Blu-ray. Look at it. It's beautiful. It literally
Phenomenal
slips
movie.
up right through the box. Look at there. Ooh, yeah, it does. That's good stuff.
You
man.
love it.
It's a great movie. Just watched it on Sunday on the big screen. So good.
Yeah, I need to rewatch
So
that
good.
one. It's been a minute.
So good. Let me just tell you, so good. Yeah. So join us for that. Tomorrow I'm thinking about finally doing my Superman stream because we got to talk about Man of Steel too. And now I gotta talk to we got to talk about all this nonsense regarding Henry Cavill. You know, guys, look, again, trust the process. For God's sake, just trust the process. Like
chill.
Henry Cavill, Zack Snyder, friends.
Yeah.
You never talked to either one of them.
Yeah.
Me. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand all these people on the internet, man, and Twitter and that, like all these like YouTube channels are like, oh, Zack Snyder's probably really pissed off at Henry Cavill because Henry Cavill just absolutely, ditched him and betrayed him and stuff like that. And it's like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. He just said he spoke an idea of what he thought. Same thing as like when I talked to Ray about all the people are coming after me and like, I betrayed Ray Fisher because he said that he was interested in seeing the Flash movie. Like I didn't even know what was going on. Like, but all of a sudden, because I said I was still interested in the Flash movie, like I after everything, because I agreed with Ray's initial, idea, that like he was still going to go see it. Like but that was supposed to just change on a dime because Ray Fisher spoke and like that supposedly was supposed to be it. Like, guys, that's not how this works. And Ray just kind of laughed it off. He goes, dude, don't even listen to people, So, but those people think that they know a lot. Those people, they do. They think they know a lot, and they convince a lot of people to get. And unfortunately, it is the same thing. It is the same thing as what we were talking about tonight. It's people just making stuff up to make themselves look better.
True.
And again, you know what? I love Zack Snyder's vision. I love it all. But you know what? I love all things Superman. And I want to see different versions of Superman, different things. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But we're going to talk about that because I just feel that it's an important thing to talk about. And,
Absolutely.
And I think it's good for us as a look, because there is definitely a toxic part of the fandom that scares me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But that doesn't mean that we just give it up. Like, I know there's a lot of just people who are just like, well, because there's this toxic side of the fandom of the Snyder Cut movement and the Snyder Cut fans are like, we should just give it up. We should just trash the whole thing. No, we don't burn the whole thing to the ground just because.
No, I just kept my distance. That's all.
Yeah. No, we don't look. My thing is we don't burn the whole thing to the ground just because there's some idiots. There's always going to be idiots. OK. And you know what? You know what we do? We make it better. We make it better and we make it known who the real fans are. And yes, I think that there are real fans and not real fans. There are people who are just obsessed. They're weirdos.
Of course. Yeah.
There's weirdos in the world, guys. Like
lots
people who are obsessed with stuff and allow it to dictate their judgment like that. That's weird. And I'm just saying, so like that's our job, is to stand up and actually show that, hey, we're trying to be positive in a negative world. And hey, look at here. Right here at the end. What's up, Todd Fair, with a $20 super chat? Thank you, brother. Says, what up? What up? Wouldn't it be ironic? Like, and I'm gonna say this stuff because when I pick the winner, it's totally like a randomized. I think I put on all the names and stuff like that. Oh man,
I'd laugh.
I would laugh so hard, dude. I would laugh. I almost feel like I should just give it to him.
Can you get Kevin Feige to sign it for you?
The giveaway, Todd, for this week is Zack Snyder's Justice League on Blu-ray. And I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like Todd would appreciate it.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who wins. I don't know. Sheree says yes, just give it to him. Oh yeah, everybody, goobers. Yeah, that would be funny. That'd be hilarious. All right, guys. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, everyone, for your love and your support. It means the world to me and to my family and to everyone here at the Poindexter Lounge. All right, and so thank you. Honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't say that facetiously, and I don't say that just to say it as a thing, like to close out the show. I really, really mean it. You guys are our nerd family, and we really appreciate you guys. Yeah, we know you did, Todd. We know you did. We know that you're a huge fan of Marvel and Kevin Feige and stuff. So we just thought it'd be funny. So, but anyways. Thank you guys so much for your love and your respect and just everything. We respect you all, and we're glad to have you around. And remember, don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter. Don't tell anybody that their fandom doesn't matter. And avoid that kind of stupidity, right? But always call out stuff that you know is wrong. When you know something's wrong, you know it's wrong, and that's when it's important to actually speak your mind and tell the truth, because the truth, like I said, it goes beyond the number of subscribers some YouTuber has that's misleading people or whatever. It's always about the truth, and that's what we're here about. And you know what? Most importantly, treat people with respect. And if you do that, there'll always be a place for you here in the Poindexter Lounge. Till next time, we have the power. Stay nerdy. Bye-bye.